Hello, I am Archivist Aaron, and welcome to my study. And today, we're back to playing some Minecraft. But there's already a bit of an issue. I've been looking around the last 10 or so minutes before the stream, because I wanted to find the correct location that I was gonna be starting this build. I was like, okay, I'll give myself like 20 minutes, 10-20 minutes to find the location before the stream. And that ended up being a bit more of a difficult task than I'd realized, because in my head, I was like, okay, all we need is a dark oak forest like this, with a north to south river that it is bordering. You know, it's easy, right? So I went in here, I looked at this, and I was like, okay, this river looks nice. So does this river. Both of these would be perfectly fine choices, but I'm a little far away, but let me fly up to that red X and show you exactly why this does not exactly work. Now, I know it'll never be able to be perfect, because if I'm trying to build a canonical location from my books in Minecraft, that's never going to be a one-to-one. You know? It can never be perfect. But at the same time, it needs to be a lot better than this, because you see this river, this is a valley river, and that doesn't work. You can't, I mean, I would need to excavate an immense amount of material from these hills just to be able to get a village to be on water level with this. So this river doesn't work. The other river that we were looking at just a second ago, I'm out of food. The other river we were looking at just a second ago was just up this way. And this one as well. I mean, it's closer to the water line, but it's not at all even with it. I would need to excavate a ton of material to be able to get down to it. I just need a north to south river with a relatively even dark oak forest. Is that so much to ask? Is that so very difficult to find? Evidently so, because first of all, probably one of the biggest issues with playing modded is that it adds like a million different biomes. So if you're trying to find a vanilla biome, like, good freaking luck, my guy. It is not gonna be very easy. Because you got the old growth birch forest. Like, what even is that? There's still more dark forest. It looks like there's more dark oak forest down here that I haven't explored, because it kind of goes down that way. Maybe that'll lead to something. I think I've explored the dark oak forests up here, because yeah, this one I've already fully explored. There was another one somewhere around here. I tried looking at the eucalyptus forest, because I mean, it has a nice river, it looks dark enough from up here, but the logs are all like bright neon colors, and that does not work at all. So, and it can't be like redwoods, it needs to be deciduous forests. It makes for quite the difficult thing. And I looked at the thing that literally is called deciduous forest, and it looked fine, but it wasn't as, you know, dense of a forest as I would have liked. Yeah, dark oak forest is just the best option, because you get the nice dense forests and the nice dark wood. Everything that you need for this build that I'm envisioning here, or that I've already envisioned years ago, and I'm now trying to build in Minecraft. Now, the other option is I could take a bunch of saplings from a dark oak forest and go find a suitable plains biome, and then just build the town in the plains biome and just build the forest around it. You know, like here, this is kind of a north-south river. It's a bit of a thicker river than I would like. It's kind of a smaller river we're working with here. Maybe here, it's still kind of a big river, but I could put it like right here, surround it with woods. Oh no, it needs to be on this side, so that doesn't work. Yeah, so it needs to be on the left, or on the right side with the river on the left. Or I guess the eastern side with the, the river on the west. I always say left and right when it comes to maps, but there are different terms for it for a reason. Yeah, I honestly thought like a good 10-20 minutes would be more than enough to find a suitable location, but I have severely underestimated the difficulty of finding a suitable, buildable location in Minecraft. There's clover plains up here, but that all looks very hilly. We want it flat, or at least relatively flat. As close to flat as, you know, random world generation can give you. Let's see, that's plains, but that also looks hilly. Why are there so many, like, super high ground level areas around here? And I suppose I could make it with a east to west river, but I feel like that would kind of mess up the orientation of the village a lot. Because I guess you wouldn't really be able to tell, because it wouldn't really be in, you know, you wouldn't be able to compare it to the other landmarks and locations canonically, because it's Minecraft. But still, man, why is none of this flat? Like, this looks relatively flat, but then it's icy, so that doesn't work. Man, I've explored so much. How is it that I have never come across a suitable location for this in all the traveling I've done? I mean, look at all this. I have explored a gargantuan amount of space. Oh yeah, and then up here was where my nether portal adventure yesterday landed me. So that was interesting. That was a fun thing. It's up like 35,000 blocks away from spawn. So that's great. What about up here? Did I come across anything over this way? Just a lot of iciness. I've noticed there's a lot of ice biomes in on this map. I don't know if that's intentional or what. You know, I could even start out in the ocean and just make the entire set from scratch in the middle of the ocean. It would take a ton of dirt, but it would technically be possible. And then I could make it to exact specifications. But I almost feel like terraforming an existing landform would be easier than building up an entire landmass in the middle of the ocean. That's all. That looks like cliffs once again. And it's a savanna. That's very much not the right biome. There need to be plains, possibly. Because, you know, you also need to take into account that whatever biome you put something in will affect the color of the leaves. And you don't want that. And I suppose I could put it into a taiga or a redwood, like over here, with sparse redwoods and then redwoods. I could just put it maybe here, and that would work, and then I would just need to cut down all the redwoods in the area and replace them with dark oak wood. Just completely terraform the entire area. So I could do that. Maybe even here. So let's set temporary waypoint there. How far away is that? It's not too far from either of my houses. I would just need to get to a waystone. So get rid of this. Yeah, we'll check out the redwoods. It would take some doing, but it would be possible. So let's get to the nearest... Where's the nearest? Probably Morg's house is the nearest waystone from here. So let's just fly that direction. And then once we've found a suitable location, there'll be a lot of terraforming to do. And then we can start building. It's a long process. I mean, that's usually why I end up building random, less specific structures in Minecraft. Like, the mountain base that I was working on earlier was just, you know, hey, this place looks cool. Can build something into the side of the cliff. Can make a big tower. And that was that. That was like all the specifications I was working with. But here it's like I have very, very, very specific ideas of what the area should look like, what biomes it should be, where the river is, what orientation the river is facing in, you know, all of that stuff. And that makes life a lot harder. I need to not be technically inside. Okay, so we're just heading towards the pink X. It's only like 1,000 blocks away or something. Yeah. That should be fine. With the elytra, it's pretty quick. I just need to hope that my computer can actually keep up with all the chunks it's loading. Because it happens when I'm just flying around too much. My computer starts, for whatever reason, like remembering every chunk I've ever been in since I started playing. And it eventually just like bogs down and stops wanting to load things, which is quite annoying. I do not appreciate that it does that. Alright, so we got the redwoods, which... Are redwoods deciduous? I mean, they're very tall, which is generally something you think of with pine trees and stuff like that. You know, with the leaves all kind of along the length of the tree rather than just at the top. But I don't know. I don't know enough about redwoods to know if they're deciduous trees or not. Yeah, and once again, this is a river with hills on either side. It's not just a regular river, which really sucks because we need a river that we can actually, you know, walk up to, because that's how rivers work. You know, I don't think many people would want to make a village in a place where they need to walk downhill to get to the river and then walk uphill to get back to their house. You know, they'd want to build it on the river. Which I guess over here there's some clover plains. If that's not too hilly, we might be able to make one like here, here, and just kind of terraform it with trees around it. Maybe even down here, but that looks like hills as well. Why are rivers so hilly? I don't remember them being this difficult to manage back in the day. We could also check up here. So let's set some temporary waypoints over here. So first we're going to check out the teal waypoint, which is that one. Where's the... Oh, the red waypoint is that. Okay. First we're heading to the teal one, then we go to the red one. Gotta check out all these locations. Find the correct real estate. And I mean, sure, in a lot of situations, rivers will be at a lower, you know, altitude than the rest of the area. But that's not really always the case. You know, especially in flatter areas, the river will usually be just slightly lower. See, like this. See, this is perfect. Right flat at river level. That is what I've been waiting to see. Like the last 5 rivers I've looked at were all just mountains on the sides of the river. It's like, why? Why would you do this to me? So this area, I would need to cut down probably all the redwoods, because it's not canonically supposed to be in a redwood forest. But I mean, I suppose I could also just use the redwoods, I guess. I mean, it's a dense enough forest. Although I'd probably need to make it denser, because this you can still walk through it pretty easily. And the forest around the town that I'm making is supposed to be incredibly dark and dense. Do these hurt me? No, they do not. Good to know. But yeah, this is definitely a good possible location. The river is north to south, but it is quite a bit wider than I would have liked. That's probably okay. You know, at a certain point you gotta make compromises. But let's still go down to the red X. And where is that? This way. And see what that gives us. We'll keep the waypoint here, just so we remember where this is. because it's the only river that's actually, you know, has ground at river level. So it's apparently a rarity that we need to keep in mind. The clover plains are pretty flat, all things considered. It doesn't need to be perfectly flat, and it is also at river level. Now let's see here. Because I could make it like right here and just surround it with woods. Although I would need, let's see. If I'm imagining this right, the town would come this way. We need a field over here. Or if it was over this is kind of wibbly. So that's not good. So is this. I guess I could like cut out this portion and make the shoreline go like that. And then this is a really thick river compared to what it should be. Yeah, anywhere I look involves intense terraforming. Like, up here is pretty good, but I would need to get rid of a lot of redwoods or just deal with a redwood area when that's not canonically viable. Or I could be down here with a really thick river, which isn't preferable. I guess up there also had a really thick river, but that's not... Or I could do it like here, I guess, because this isn't very thick right there. And then the village would extend out from the river like that. Be the road in. We'd have a field, trees around it. So it'd be like that. I think that is a pretty suitable location. That was just on the other side of the river here. Or the double river, as it were. Alright, we got a lot of hills here, but that should be alright. Possibly. It'll never be perfect, which is the sad thing about building... Well, I was gonna say real locations in Minecraft, but it's not exactly a real location. It's a real location to me, but not really... You know what I'm saying. It's not a real location, but it's a practically real location. Got a dilapidated bridge, which I'll probably have to get rid of, because it's kind of in the way of the whole situation. Because there's not a bridge in this town, which is kind of surprising with it being on the river, but I guess you'd only need bridges in areas that you actually need to cross the river, and they don't need to cross the river in that town, so... Yes, this might just work. The grass is a bit brighter than I would like, because the biome's a plains biome and not a dark oak biome, but hopefully when I've completely swallowed up this area with dark oak wood, it will end up looking a lot darker, even if the grass isn't reflective of that. So I suppose let's get terraforming. So if we were going to build it right about here, right at the thinnest point of the river, and first we probably want to get rid of this. And I'm going to need to go gather a bunch of dark oak saplings. Did I ever empty my shulkers? I don't think so. Is this the empty one or is this the full one? They're both kind of full at this point. Let's just throw everything we don't exactly need in there, so we can save us some space to actually do some terraforming. I will need this shell. Thank you. Can I place that back down? I can. Nice. Okay, seashell acquired. Very important. Don't ask why it's important. It'll come up later. It's so hard to just get started on it. So let's start flattening some of this ground out carefully, because we don't want to mine too much, but we still want to mine it quickly. Nope. You didn't see anything. Alright. I need to get one of those recyclers. I don't know what it does, but I saw Void putting earthworms into the recycler, and it I didn't see what it popped out, but I need that. Because I end up with a ton of earthworms, and I don't need any of them. So let's see, is there a suitable plane over here? Not really. I might need to cut down this entire area. But let's see if the... Yeah. I'm trying to envision it in my brain. Because the river's here, the exit road would be there, main road would be here, approximately. That would go across, and then the exit road, or the entrance road, would then start over this way somewhere. And then the plane that I need, the big flat area, needs to be over here. And that hill's in the way. So is this hill. So I might need to flatten this hill by a couple blocks, and then flatten that hill evenly as well. Make sure this all kind of... You know, it doesn't need to be perfectly flat. 1 or 2 blocks of elevation isn't horrible, but it definitely needs to be cut down a little bit. Because this is a bit ridiculous. Because this is supposed to be like a training field, and you can't exactly train on such uneven ground. At least, I guess you could, but it would not be preferable. Trying to be super careful with the excavation. This is a big hill. I didn't really realize how far to the left and right it went. Stop doing that. Stop having elevation. Making me fall down and dig things I don't want to dig. That's just rude. But yeah, it's probably good that I'm just doing the... What the heck? Okay, we got like a little ravine here. What the heck? I guess we're gonna need to fill that in, but we're gonna have like infinite dirt. So we probably don't need to worry about that, because we're excavating this entire hillside, so it's gonna be at least a few stacks. Huh. There's holes everywhere. And my inventory's already full. Shulker box. All these freaking clovers. There's too many of them. Because yeah, I think there are gonna be like 5 clovers in one like little stack, and that is way too many. Because then you're just trying to excavate the area, and I'm gonna have like a lifetime supply of clovers by the end of this. Because we have a lot of ground to excavate, and even more ground to just clear off. Because, you know, this is supposed to be a dark oak area. We don't need clovers in the ground. So it's just kind of part of the terraforming process. I don't know, is there a different word for it? Because technically terraform means make something like Earth. And Earth has multiple different biomes, so saying changing one thing, like one biome to another, is terraforming isn't exactly true. But at the same time, I don't know what other word I would use for it. Alright, well, we knocked this hill down a little bit. It's still a lot of elevation, though. Now, the issue is that eventually this will get down to stone level, which I guess isn't really an issue. I could knock all of this down to be perfectly flat, or almost, and then just replace any stone in the way with dirt and let the grass regrow. And all of the surroundings are going to be strangled in dark oak woods anyways, so you're not really going to see any surrounding hills. It would just take a bit longer to knock down 50 billion blocks of dirt. But if I could make everything pretty much even with the water, that would be preferable. Like this level. Well, I guess that can be one block down. Maybe this level would be good. So let's just start knocking some stuff down here. Yeah, at this point, I'm not sure if slower would be better, because, like, fast makes it so you can get stuff done fast. I mean, I annihilated this entire section in, like, 10 seconds. But, at the same time, it kind of stresses you out, because you're trying not to destroy things you don't want destroyed. And that's difficult. I wonder if I could make a recycler and put the clovers in it. I wonder what that would do. Well, we're still at dirt level, even though we're kind of cutting into this hill here. Let's make sure we remember the exact bounds of where we're building. Though I still don't know the exact bounds. I don't know how big it's gonna be. It's probably gonna have a 3 wide road in the middle. So that would probably be here, approximately. Probably needs to be a little bit further from the river. So that'd probably be... Why you dig 2? I did not tell you. I literally just went tap, and it digs 2. Like, that's not what you're supposed to be doing here. Alright, and then the river, or the road follows the river north, which that's actually west, but this is supposed to be a north-south flowing river, so that would be north. So it's supposed to follow it north. Kind of like that. Stop digging too. We don't need that deep. It's just a road. Though I guess if we were the Romans, we'd probably be digging it pretty deep, because they have, like, those roads that are 50 different layers of material that will just last 10 million years or something. But we're not the Romans, and this is Minecraft, so we just need the one layer. Alright, so the main road would go like that, approximately. We should probably get, like... a bit of variation in the turn here. So we can keep it about 3 blocks. But without it being just a perfect, you know, turn. This place is still a little bit too thick. Now it's too thin. Maybe like that. There's the main road, and then it kind of just turns off this direction. Yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah. Because it's in Minecraft, everything may be block-based, but you don't want it to look too perfect. Because if it does, it just looks unrealistic. That's the last thing you want. For things to not look real in a block game. I'm trying to avoid cutting down the bottom layer, because I know that's where I'm going to be accidentally breaking too many blocks. Okay, we finally found some stone. And my inventory is full again. Why does it lag every time I open this? It doesn't make much sense. Okay, where'd my other shulker go? Did I leave that somewhere? I really need to not do that. These things are incredibly expensive. But let's put down our netherite shulker. Yeah, I left it up here. So we're going to put these down by the river. There we go. This one's mostly full already, but we'll throw anything it'll take into it. There we go. And then we got this entire shulker just fill up with dirt. and other such materials. So that'll be good. Yeah, I could probably also use a composter for the clovers. Pretty sure that would work. But then I'd only get bone meal, and we already have infinite bone meal from the skeleton farm, so that wouldn't help me much. So we'll just hold on to it and see what that recycler does eventually. So yeah, we need to go that way with this. Need enough space for buildings on either side. Once again, the benefit of... Oh, hello, water. Of just building Minecraft buildings as the space allows is that, you know, you just build things. But here, if I'm trying to actually make something specific, it is a ton of legwork. I suppose I could use something like TNT to just even out this whole area and come fix it later, but that would be even more destructive, and I'd feel like I'd be putting in more work trying to fix it than I'm putting in trying to modify this one. Plus, then I need to get the TNT, and we still don't have, like, a gunpowder farm or anything like that. Also, it's kind of weird that they call it gunpowder when there aren't any guns. I mean, I guess in this mod pack there are guns, but in regular Minecraft, you don't get guns, as far as I know. And yet they call it gunpowder. I don't know, did gunpowder, like the name gunpowder, did that occur before guns were invented? Or did they name, like, did they name guns after gunpowder? Or did they name gunpowder as it is the powder you put in guns? Is a very interesting dilemma. Okay, we're finally hitting a good amount of rock, which is good, because now I can just stay at the bottom and just mine everything else. Alright. I'm all full up on dirt and earthworms again. So let's bring these back. That's the full one. This is also the full one, but it can still take some miscellaneous items. And then put the rest in here. I swear, I'm getting like almost as many clovers as I'm getting dirt. It's not how it's supposed to go. That's way too many. Maybe a clover plains was the wrong biome to choose, but it's a bit late now. We've just gotta stick it through. But yeah, after I get all of the area landscaped, then I should probably put down a bunch of blocks signifying like the base of buildings and everything. Just so I can kind of envision where everything is. So I know how much more I'll need to excavate. Because as of right now, I'll be taking out this huge swath of land just to make it all even. Speaking of which, I think I need more space over here just for the road. And over here is also, I believe, where the fishery is. Because, yeah, there needs to be the road, and then off to this side, probably about right here, would be a building that kind of goes out over the water, and it's like a fishing building. And then you'll need a bakery right around here, and then a smithy over there. Also, what kind of road am I gonna make? I mean, at certain portions it's kind of a cobblestone area, but in other areas it's just more of a packed dirt road. So I'm not sure exactly what I would do with that. Anyways, back to excavating. Luckily, I have this near invincible shovel that I can just mine out entire mountains without having to worry about it breaking anytime soon. Yeah, I should make this shovel ruby. Then it'll mine even faster because I'll get haste. Although, I think the speed is already more than I can handle, as is. Well, that's gotten it this far. I don't know how much further I'm going to go than that. I'm just going to mine all of this back to there and see what else we need to do. Because I'll probably just be excavating mainly for the main town right now, and deal with the training grounds after. Because I can't just do excavation the entire stream. I mean, I guess I could, but I think that would be a bit boring. I need to actually get down to building something eventually. Or at least starting to plant trees and stuff. And we're out of space again. As always. Also, let me go down to this level that we're wanting to be on. That's 64 exactly. And this up here is 66. So we're still 2 blocks high on that end. So we'll need to even that out and then replace all the stone with dirt. It's gonna be a whole to-do. There we go. Man, this shulker is gonna be full before we know it. I mean, it's already over half full, and this is a maxed out shulker. And it's just too many flowers, and especially clovers. Like, what do you do with this many clovers? I have no idea, and we're not even halfway done with excavating this hill. This is literally just, like, 1/3 of it, maybe. I would say maybe Morg or Void need infinite clovers, but I think they already live in a clover field, so they probably have more clovers than they know what to do with as well. Why must you only dig 2 blocks when it's digging a block too far that way? Why is that how this works? Alright, we got even more space dug out. Try to pick up all these items just laying about around here. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna need like 10,000 dirt for something I'm building in the future. Maybe I am gonna, at a certain point, just make a giant island in the middle of the ocean to build something on. I mean, actually, if I make enough builds like this, I might be able to make just kind of an island facade over the ocean and just build whatever I want in there, in the perfect environment. Okay. Perfect. Time for another 2. I guess I could even take out like a large swath of this stuff, not have to really worry exactly about going 2 by 2. Kind of break just as many blocks per second as you can. It's all about bulk destruction. I just need to not mine too far to the right. It's pretty much the only concern at this point. And I guess not to mine too far forward either. Because I don't know where... Oh, it's just over there. Okay. So let's go and get this all lined up. There we go. And everything in the middle here can go away. And I know I'm not being able to pick any of it up, but I don't want to run back to the shulkers yet until all of this is excavated, and I'll just come back for the rest of the blocks in a minute. Mine it from this side, just in case. Okay. It's pretty much everything. Except for this. There we go. Throw all this in here. Probably go pick up another full inventory from everything we've broken. Yeah, I don't know why they made... I mean, I don't know what niche the earthworms fill, like, Minecraft item-wise. Like, is there a point in the game where people are actually so, you know, unable to find food that they go and break dirt to find earthworms? Or maybe it has some use in fishing? Gotta break all this down now. Man, destroying just regular stone is almost as difficult as, you know, controlling, breaking all the dirt with the shovel. Because, yeah, that's just not working too well. Or, it's working too well is the issue. Although I think we're going more blocks down from this anyways, so... Yeah, that's pretty much unavoidable. Especially because this pickaxe has reach. So I can't even just, like, try to outrange all the stuff I'm not wanting to break. Because it's pretty much impossible with this. But yeah, we're still going a bit further down. Yeah, I mean, with how deep we're digging, I don't know how I'm gonna, in any decent length of time, blend the nearby hills to make sense with all this, but we'll just have to see how it works out. I'm making way too many holes in the ground, but I need to not care right now because I'd be spending 50% of my time filling in holes in the ground rather than actually digging. So I just need to ignore them and deal with them later. Especially because if I fill them in right now, I'm probably just going to be replacing any stone on the ground with dirt anyways. So that would basically just make more work for me later. Stop it. Just stop mining everything I don't want you to mine. It's that simple. Alright, and then we need to go... Oh gosh, I need to put all this into the shulker now. Because I didn't even realize that through all of that I wasn't picking up anything. There's just too many blocks. Way too... Oh my gosh. I don't need cobblestone either. I have cobblestone generators, so all of this is just excess. That is a lot of cobblestone. That's fine. We'll just store it somewhere eternally. Never think about it again. I need more shulkers over here. Because we're gonna need a lot more block storage if we're gonna be excavating out any more than this. Which we are, most certainly. Like, this is the tip of the iceberg on the excavations that would need to be done for this project. And this is a small project, mind you. I was sitting there and I was like, oh, what's a kind of smaller landmark that I could recreate here? And this is one of the smaller ones. This is just a little village. I was even thinking this couldn't even really be considered a town, because it has a population of maybe at its peak 30-something people. Like, that's not really town material. That's very much more of a village. Although I still don't exactly know what the... You know, I think it might just be population that differentiates a town from a village, but I'm not certain about that. It might have to do with, like, who owns the land. You know, if there's like a mayor or something, then it would be a town. Whereas if it's just kind of a smaller congregation of people, then it would be a village with no clear leader like a mayor or something. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what controls that definition. And this is full. Isn't that lovely? These are also both full. And we're only about half done with this singular hill. And then we're going to need to cut down a big portion of this hill to blend it so that it doesn't just look like a sheer wall. And then there's caves and everything we'll need to deal with. I need to cut all the way out to about here, all the way back. Then we're going to need to replace all this with dirt in there. Cut all of this back so that I can make it more of a stable incline rather than a sheer wall like that. Because Minecraft, for whatever reason, it really likes sheer walls. It doesn't like things being even. Well, I guess we need to go get more shulkers, because we're completely out of storage space. We can't really continue if we can't hold items. So let's see, how far away is this? Let's get rid of that. Put a waypoint here. And this is also just a temporary waypoint. Okay, so our house is just down this way. That's not bad. We'll just fly back over there, put away everything in these shulkers, maybe grab some more shulkers, and then head back out here. Oh, there's more old champions remains. I've been seeing that health bar in multiple locations before, and I've never found what it's actually referring to. It's very upsetting. Because I'm like, ooh, a boss fight. And it just doesn't show up. I don't know where the heck it is. If it's underground, if it's just in an overground position that is very hard to find, I don't know. And we're gonna go straight back to the house. Yeah, I'm really liking the Elytra movement. It's so much faster. Even than the flying mounts. Okay. So I suppose we're just gonna put all this in here and hope that our storage system has enough space, which it is running low. Someday I'm gonna need to, expand all of these to the bigger cells and fill up all 3 of these so they can have more types in them. But we need to empty all this. Well, first we can take all the armor type pieces and weapon type pieces, put them away. And just for this, I'm going to put on my armor to save more space. So, armor pieces. That's full. What about you? There's probably some armor in here I do not need to be keeping, but I need to go through and organize all of this someday. For right now, I'm still too lazy. We'll get around to it. Oh, I got a legendary one, huh? I didn't even notice. Alright, that's pretty much all the weapons and armor in there. That's all that stuff. Might as well take miscellaneous equipables as well. I don't really need half of these, but it's fine. We'll sort through it someday. Take all the miscellaneous. Includes saddles, I think. I mean, I'm the one who figured out the organization system I'm using, so I should probably know what goes where, but I most certainly do not. Alright, miscellaneous. Put some stuff in there. More stuff in here. No, it's a weapon. There we go. And then we can put some weapons into the weapon chests. Then the armor goes in the armor chest. Okay. Then the rest of these, I think, just go, at least most of it, just goes into the thing. These we need to put in the miscellaneous. And with this. It's hard to know when you've gotten everything you're trying to pull out. Okay, we got boots. Is that everything? Also got books. I don't know why I was keeping those. Most of them aren't useful. But that's fine. We have too much. Too much stuff. We can start putting more of that in there. We still have plenty of room in the armor chests themselves. Let's see. I'm just gonna need to get rid of everything in these shulkers just to get more space. I could also always just bring different shulkers. Because I have 10 shulker boxes. I guess I could just kind of bring them all. They're not the improved shulker boxes, but they're something. So let's at least try to clear this out, because this is not many types, it's just a lot of dirt and clovers. So the storage system should be able to handle that, at least to some degree. Okay, nope, it cannot handle that. It is not accepting more dirt. That is, yeah, that is a problem. We really need to expand that eventually, but we have shulkers. This is a temporary solution. I'll expand the storage when I'm not trying to build other things. And I have the armor on. So we're not going to be able to fly anywhere. Okay. Back to it. Back to hours of excavation. Because Minecraft just refuses to give me the perfect area to build in. But yeah, I should have all the materials to make the bigger item cells for that storage system. You know, I've got a ton of pretty much every material in the game at this point. At least all the baseline ones. I'm sure there's a lot of modded materials I don't have nearly as much of. But when it comes to base game materials, I think I'm pretty much set. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to place all of our shulkers over here. And they're just going to be one huge storage area that we're going to be using. Is that... Yeah, I made it sideways. Why do you do that? I don't like that. Just place straight up. Just going to have all of them down. There may not be nearly as big as the upgraded ones, but it's probably fine. We'll live. And there's all our shulkers. Or many shulkers. We should have a good amount of space between all these. And let's even put our armor into one of these just as just a precaution, I guess. Just give us more inventory space to work with overall, so we don't have to empty as quickly. I don't know, maybe I'm making this more difficult than it has to be. Which, honestly, I do that a lot. And there's underground stuff. That's great. That's just gonna be more filling in. And I suppose if I clear out the space, I can start on the buildings and finish the embellishment on the outside later. That might be a good idea. Because, you know, getting all of these hills cut down and planting dozens and dozens of dark oak wood trees is probably going to be quite the endeavor. And it would take all stream, if not much longer than the stream will be, just to get all that done. And I would have never even started on the buildings, which would be quite a shame. I don't even know if, you know, I didn't get great sleep last night, so I don't even know if in my current state I'd be able to do the buildings justice. but I could at least probably get a foundation for the buildings and kind of the layout of the village going. So many flowers, and clovers, and earthworms. Let's see, we're going all the way over to here. This is actually a bit lower. We need to go up to, yeah, 64. There we go. Just mine this out, because this is the far end of where we're going to be going. And that's 65. We don't need 60. We need 64. Exactly. Because that's the level we're aiming for. So how close is this? Not close at all. Hi, spider. Can you not be bothering me right now? I'm trying to focus here. Focus on excavating. Yeah, just get out of here. No one likes you. Alright, so connected the corners up. So that's where we're going to be ending on that. Make sure we don't mine too far past there. Mine all the way over this way. This is gonna be a lot. I need to go put away my loot once more. Come on, get out of here. I don't have anywhere to sleep, so I can't be doing that right now. Excuse you, Mr. Skeleton. I'm busy. People these days, you just don't understand. I'm just lucky that this is such an insanely fast process. And by lucky, I mean I took the time to actually make my shovel like this on purpose. So luck had nothing to do with it, but still quite a good thing. Did you die already? You're being very annoying. Thank you. You know, zombies these days, they just have no manners. I mean, what kind of shenanigans are happening with today's undead? You know, back in my day, undead were respectful. Let's see, 64, that's exactly where we need to be. So we can clear out this last layer of grass and stuff here. Nope, not that. Thank you. We're gonna need to go back and put more stuff in shulkers. Because we are very full up now. Let's go do that. You know, I really wish I could make my inventory itself bigger. Like, there are things you can get, like the backpack and the shulkers, and that overall increases your storage capacity. But it never actually increases your real backpack, you know? You're always needing to transfer things from your actual inventory to a larger container. If only I could just make my inventory itself like 10 times the size it's normally. Then I wouldn't need to transfer things out of it so often. Okay, everything is now at, well, not this side, but everything over there is now 64 or lower. Which is probably good. There we go. Perfect. And I realize that, although on this side there is going to be multiple things, but the issue is that I have the road a bit off center with where I've been digging, where it looks like the right side is a bit bigger than the left, even though on the left is where some very big buildings are supposed to be. Although on the right is where the market is going to be, and thus the buildings on this side are going to be slightly pushed back in the middle. So, I suppose both sides need to be pretty big. And that's fine. That was way too much. Because, yeah, the path is going to go straight through town. You just gotta pick up all these random items sitting in holes here. Can't be having them just loitering around like that. There's one block over here. More clovers, oh boy. Okay. And then we need to continue the road all the way through. Out to some location. I don't know exactly where I want it to turn. Because I won't really know that until I've gotten the base of each building figured out. Because I can't exactly imagine in Minecraft how big each building is gonna be. So I think I just need to start over this way and start building the buildings on this area and just keep going. And if I need to excavate more to fit in the buildings, I will. And then I'll place the end of the road where the buildings end. But definitely... we need like 2 houses here. So let's just put down... Let's start putting down foundation, or possible foundations. Because like the fishing hut doesn't need to be very big. But it does go over the water a little bit, like 3 blocks probably. So we'll just have that like so. Just to indicate where the buildings, everything is gonna be. Little foundation. I don't know why I was trying to like fill it in. But it'd probably be easiest to just not fill it in like that. So this would probably be big enough for such a thing, just footprint-wise. And this one doesn't matter too much because it's the only building in this region. I think there's another building over there, and then there's buildings along here, but that one's the only one in its little area. So even if it needs to be a bit bigger, that's perfectly fine because it won't be encroaching on anything else's space. Let me put some of this away. Probably keep some of cobblestone just to put down foundations and stuff. Alright, so we got our cobblestone. And then... So right here, on this side, we'd probably start with the bakery. So we'll figure out how big that should be, and it should probably be pretty close to the road. So let's say it starts right there. And so this should be... Maybe I shouldn't have it so uniform. Let's make it like this. We'll move this one over. There's 3 on this side, and then like that, making a corner. Then on this side, we'll make this the wall, but then have... Let's remove this. We'll have a bit of a indent right here. That's where the ovens will go. There's that. And actually, let's make... this area back here a bit bigger. Because this is going to be like a little storeroom in the back, which needs to be big enough to store quite a lot. And then this is going to be a wall right there. So yeah, you're going to have the main room where you go in. There'll be ovens and counters. And then you'll go into the storeroom, and back here would probably be bags of flour and stuff like that. And the road is just going to go around it that way, towards that direction. And then next to this, let's see. Did I ever even explain exactly what we're doing? I said that I was making a canonical book location, but I don't think I ever really went into too much detail as to what this location is supposed to be. So essentially, while I'm trying to envision things right now, this is a village that is canonically in my book series is at this point, book universe, I would say, because there's too many series to really call it just a series. But this little village here is the center point of a story that I've been working on for quite some time, and it involves a lot of characters. It's one of those stories that has a ton of different characters in it, and it will end up featuring like basically being the, I don't know, what would you call it? It's the convergence point of everyone else's backstories. Like, I already have the story about Drew started, and where Drew actually came from originally was this story, this village, because later in Drew's life, he ends up being an instructor at this village, and then his backstory came to be when I took his character from here and thought backwards. So the Drew story was actually written after this story, and this is it's like in his future compared to the Drew story that is partially completed. So that's some context for it. This is going to be a village where Drew works later in his life, and it's also the center of a lot of there's like a lot of characters that come through here that are, you know, intersecting with other storylines elsewhere very intricately. So this town has a lot to do with a lot of things, and geographically, the reason why this village I wanted it to be on a north-south river, but ended up having to settle for an east-west, is because if you like flip this kind of this way, so this is a north-south. Up to the north, probably, you know, if this was to scale, it would probably be out here. No, out here, maybe further. It's a long ways away, but the northern capital is up here. It's a very big city. I don't know. I was thinking I might build that eventually in Minecraft, but that is like a gargantuan task. You know, I would need giant walls spanning like 1,000 blocks in any direction, a giant circular wall, and then inside of that would be a smaller wall. In the outer wall would be a lot of farmlands I'd need to fill up, and in the inner wall would be a bunch of hills with buildings and you know, like cobbled roads and towers and palaces and everything. It's an incredibly opulent city, and I would not be able to make that very easily in Minecraft. So that would be to the north canonically if this was, you know, where it actually was and this was north rather than west. And then there'd be the southern capital, probably down here or so, maybe a little further. And that one's a lot smaller. That one would be a lot easier and more manageable to make in Minecraft. And then there's a bunch of different villages and stuff in between that don't usually have anything too important going on in them, so I don't have to think too much about their exact locations. But let's see here. Then, what does the smithy look like? The issue is that some of these buildings don't have major plot points in them, and so I haven't had to like in detail. I have a basic idea of the layout, but I haven't had to in detail like figure out every little thing about these buildings, because the next one's going to be the smithy, and I haven't had to really iron out uh excuse the pun. I haven't had to really iron out the details about it. But let's make it so, let's see. We'll have this like this. This will be kind of an outdoors area. I'll have it kind of fenced in, and then I'll have an anvil and some other such things. Little forge area outside. And then the inside of the building would start here. And the door would probably be this. Yeah, and I don't know if this will still be raised. I'm just making like the raised blueprint of the area just so I get an idea of how big it will be. And then we'll probably go in a bit. And then this way. The interior won't be as big, but it'll have a lot of storage. And most of these buildings are going to have second floors as well. So this isn't like all that these buildings are going to be. Because, you know, back in those days, people used to very commonly have their house as part of their business. You know, because if you owned a bakery, generally the bakery would be downstairs and your living space would be upstairs, because owning two pieces of property is just completely unrealistic for someone of, I mean, that era and of this era, especially in larger cities. So that would probably carry over, you know, architecturally, where somebody in even a smaller town wouldn't want to own like a blacksmith here and then a house over there, because why would you do that when you can just add a second floor here and only pay for one building footprint, you know? Because that's how it used to be. You would pay for the footprint of the building depending on how big it was. And let's actually make this part of the interior as well, kind of envelop the outdoor area on two sides with that, and this would be the alleyway between the two houses. Yes. Alright, so that's the basic idea of this one. That one is one that I haven't worked on a ton, because one character works while they live in the town. They work at the bakery. They don't own it, but they work there. And a different character works at the smithy. But I haven't explored either of those options incredibly deeply, because it's not a big part of the story. And then on the other side of the smithy is the first very large building. So how big exactly? Let me think. It'd probably be 3 blocks on either side. Maybe 5 blocks wide in the middle. So 5 plus 6 would be 11. So 11 blocks in total? I don't know. How big is 5 blocks in the middle? Let's just go right about here. Let's see. If we had the wall, because this is going to be the wall, just separated from this just barely. Then we have the 3 blocks from the wall. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, 5 blocks is good. Okay, but we don't want it this close to the entrance. That is not good. We need it further back, because this is going to be a big building. Very, very big building. So we're going to fill all this in again. Because to come in, it would probably be honestly a bit raised up, so I don't need to dig into the ground. But overall, we're going to have the 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, wall. That's how we're going to have it. So this, I haven't been explaining much as I've been doing all my counting. I've been a bit busy. But this is going to be the bathhouse, which is going to be, it's kind of Roman style. You know how they had, in Rome, they had the big building with a singular, like, big pool in the middle? That's pretty much what it's going to be, is it's going to be wooden floors around, and then a large marble, or not really marble, but, you know, like a stone basin in the middle. And the ground will be a little raised up, maybe 1 or 2 blocks. We're going to need a little entryway here, so let's actually make this... Stop it. Let's make this a little bit closer on this side. Just by, like, a little bit. It might actually just be 3 blocks. So let's... That did nothing. And then, like, that. And then that. Yeah, I was meaning to place a block there, I think, not over here. So maybe this, or you would enter, you'd go up the stairs, maybe that. And there'd be the pool over there. Okay. My brain, it's working-ish. And then... That's there. It's probably 3 blocks, maybe 4. No, that'd be 3 blocks. And then... Pool would probably start... Would it start right there? I think it would, actually. I think I was kind of dead on with where I was approximating it to be earlier. Oh, I forgot how fast that was. Okay. Never mind me. That's fine. Okay, then how long should it be? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by I don't know, 5 by 10 maybe. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, and this certainly being one of the largest buildings in the town is gonna push the barrier of how far that way I need to go by quite a bit. As I said, I don't know why I dug so far this side when this side was the side with the biggest buildings on it. I probably should have gone equally in both directions, but I'm definitely going to need to excavate another, like, I don't know, 5 to 8 blocks on this side of that way, which is just going to be delightful. But we're just going to carry on with this. There we go. I have that basically, you know, sectioned off and figured out. We're not going to be able to continue and put, like, the back of the building on until we've excavated more, but that's fine. And then on this side is the inn. Now, the inn is going to be a fun building. Let's make that 2 blocks back. Except for here, which this is going to be the doorway, or out there. And then, should I think it might actually be flush. So let's just make it like that. It doesn't look as good Minecraft-wise, but that's just how the building goes. And then over here is where the stairs would be, the front desk area. So this probably needs to be 2 blocks. We'll have the desk signified by this, which, just to signify that it's the desk, we're going to put some dirt in it as well. Because if it was just all cobblestone, it would just look like another wall. And we don't want that. Over here, probably the 2 blocks here would be the stairs. So let's signify that by something like that. Just get the layout going. Over here, have this. That's the way behind the desk. And then back this way. You don't need much space behind the desk, so we're just gonna have 1 block of, you know, clearance there. And then this area is gonna be the housing for the innkeeper. So we're gonna have it be decently big. Because, you know, their entire life goes on behind the counter back here. That should be fine. I mean, we might need to push this back, actually, because the staircase is going to come through. So let's make it like that. This can be like a little storage area under the stairs, I suppose. And actually, the stairs are going to need to be moved 1 back. Like that. Because you're going to need to be able to get up to the stairs. And even that, it might need to be further. Who knows? Well, this is just a baseline thing, and then you want cobblestone. We're gonna want the next area. This area here is gonna be a room as well. There we go. So that's the first floor of the inn. Essentially, you'll have this room. I don't know if this will be 1 room or 2 rooms. You don't really interact with this part in the story at all. If it is 2 rooms, you might need to access it from the outside, because this is inside the innkeeper's area. Or I could split it in 2, like this. have this be a room and have this be a storage area, which is probably what I'll have. Because you're going to need a lot of storage for the supplies that an inn would do, need to have, like linens and food and water and stuff. So you come in, this. Okay. Perfect. And then I think that let me contemplate again. But I think that's the final building. Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is the final building before the field over that way. So that's all the buildings on this side. And then on this side is residential housing, because these are all like business buildings. You got the bakery, smithy, bathhouse, and inn. That's like all your basic amenities, and the fishery. So like these two are food. This one is utility, like weapons, armor, horseshoes, stuff like that. Anything metal you would need smithed. And then these two are just like basic housing and stuff like that for travelers. And I suppose people for inside the town as well, but yes. And then over here is the residential district. Essentially, I mean, you can't really cut up such a small village into districts, but you know what I mean. So we're gonna need to make some houses over here. Some of them are 1-story, other ones are 2-story. I'm gonna need to keep that in mind when I'm building the footprint of the building. So let's see. First building is 1 floor. We can have that kind of over here. It's gonna be a bit of a smaller building. Oh yeah, and we're gonna need to build. There needs to be 2 buildings here. That's why I didn't build the market yet. Make this a little uneven, because life is uneven. So over here we'd probably have a kind of cooking area. Okay, so what does a house need? If it doesn't have a 2nd floor, we're going to need to fit everything in on the 1st floor, which means we'd need a bedroom, a kitchen. Actually, yeah, I guess that's kind of all you need in a medieval house, is a good bedroom and a good kitchen. Because generally, medieval type houses did not have anything that would be I guess it would also need like closets and stuff, though I guess those would probably not be taken up as a floor plan, and more used as what I'm no, that's not what I need. You know what I'm saying. It wouldn't be something you would put out there on the actual ground. You would just have it inside as like a wardrobe or something. If you even have that, you might just hang up clothes anywhere that they can fit. And then we'll just have a bedroom like this. Like that. So we'll have you come in. Might be like a little seating area here, a kitchen area here, and the bedroom here, maybe a wardrobe on this side, beds on this side. It's a little small, but this is the 1 bedroom, or not 1 bedroom, it's the 1 single floor house, so it doesn't need to be very big. It's supposed to be the smaller houses, one of the smaller houses in the region. So we'll grab, not dirt, we'll grab more cobble. Then the second house over here, this one's going to be a 2-story house. Trying to envision the layout again. Okay. It's hard to tell because I only have the bedroom figured out. But from the bedroom, I can tell that this is a longer rather than wider house. So it's going to go kind of back this direction. And then you can have the entryway. On this side, we need a bit more space, so we can put some stairs right there. Entryway, stairs. Then back here, we can have this wall continue. We can have some storage back behind the stairs. Probably go like this. Just to make this have a decent amount of space. And really all that's left for down here would be a kitchen area, which we can put basically the entrance to here. It'd be a rather large area because there's a 2-story house, which makes it just everything's a bit bigger in there. Get rid of all this stuff. Can't be building on top of a bunch of grass and everything. There we go. So this right here would be the under stairs area. The stairs will go up like that. I'll put little like barrels and stuff in here for storage. Then in here is the kitchen area, which will have counters, buckets like cauldrons and stuff. Which I guess would be more like wash basins than anything. Let's move this wall one back because this kitchen's looking a bit big. There we go. And then this will just be the entry area. Maybe have some seating. Then you would go upstairs. And I can't really make the footprint of what upstairs is going to look like because I need to build the walls and I still don't know what exactly the wall material I'm going to be using Minecraft wise is going to be. This is one of the wooden houses. So, but the bedroom is basically right above the entryway here. It would be just up there. The stairs are going to go up. There's going to be a little hallway and it's going to come back this way into the bedroom. And there's probably going to be like closets and other stuff upstairs in any spare room I have. So that's that. This is the one-story building, 2-story building, and then the path diverges here. No 2 there. Maybe 3 here. 1. Okay. 1, 2. Well, I still don't even know where this is gonna exactly go here, because this is gonna be a bit of a loop, just a big kind of semicircle right here, which is gonna end up being the market. So let's have it end over yonder. So it was 2, and then it was 3, right? That's 1 too many. It's 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. No, that was 4. Where was I building? Right here? 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I was right again. And then another 4. Yeah, then another 4. Just gotta make it even. At least approximately even. Alright, and then this was from here, you do 3, 2, 2, 2. If my brain can comprehend such things. 2. Stop it. Get some help. Stop. Why you always gotta be doing that? That's just rude. Okay. Then there's that. So all of this in the middle is gonna get, I keep forgetting how fast that is. My brain is like, oh, it's the pickaxe, so it's gonna be slower than the shovel, right? Because usually shovels are the ones that get insanely fast, and the pickaxes kind of are a bit more reasonable, but I just had to get the most efficient pickaxe I could find. Alright, and all of this area is gonna be kinda like stone. It's gonna be paved. The main path is only gonna be partially paved, but this little outcropping is gonna be fully paved. Now, I don't know what block exactly I want for that. Maybe just stone bricks, maybe something else. But we're definitely, because there's going to be houses on at the end of this too. I think 3 houses right there. So we're going to need to, maybe just 2 houses at the end there. It's not a lot of space. But yeah, we're going to need to fill this in with all the pavedness. Once I figure out exactly what block that's going to be, and then we're going to need to mine that direction even further, at least right here, to get that all evened out so we can build more buildings here. And then on this side of it, what else is there over here? This area is a bit more sparse. What is there? Well, that's the market. So perhaps market-based building would be here. That's what I was thinking. You gotta fill in all this random... all these random holes just so that we can put down the structure we want. So let's put this here. Okay, and this will be kind of a store that'll be open from the marketplace direction and from the regular road here. And this one doesn't need to be very wide because it's gonna be a 2-story building. So we'll just have this here, and all of this first floor is gonna be is like shelves and stuff. Let's make it a little bit wider. Because that, as it was, would feel a bit cramped. Alright. And let's take a little bit of the space down here and have that be storage. So this would be the main floor. Maybe have... we're gonna need space for stairs up as well. Or we could use a ladder. I'm sure many buildings in historical settings did not actually use full stairs, because that does take a lot of room. So back here is storage. Let's actually move the door to storage to here. And then we're gonna have a counter there. Maybe have the ladder either here or over here. We can decide that later. But then there's gonna be an upper floor, which will be the living space. Down here is the shop space. Okay. So that's over across from the inn, approximately. It is starting to look decently like what it should. But there's still a long ways to go, because this is all just blueprints. There's not actually even any real building getting done just yet. So maybe we should start with the inn. Because we have the blueprint all here, and we have enough space to actually build it. We don't need to excavate anymore just yet about it, so we can just kind of build it up. So we need to figure out what materials we're wanting to use. Maybe dark oak, maybe spruce. I feel like dark oak and spruce kind of work together because they're both darker, but the spruce isn't as dark. But we're not going to have much spruce around here. I don't think that really matters. Because in the end, the wood type you're using is more for aesthetic purposes than, you know, lore-wise, there's actually trees of that type around. Because I just need to make it look correct. I think spruce would do well. Now, where would one find spruce? I'm gonna need to get a bunch of that wood if that's gonna be the main wood that I'm using around here. Well, let's see. Yeah, because spruce wood, it's nice and dark, but not like the dark oak is. Maybe we use the dark oak as the flooring. Make it nice and a bit of contrast between the walls and the floor. But either way, we're going to need to gather spruce. We're going to need to gather dark oak. We're going to need a lot of dark oak saplings as well to be planting around the village. So I need to not just fly off in a random direction. I kind of need to know where I'm going. Let's consult the map. So the nearest dark oak I think was up here. No, it's just a regular forest. Yeah, dark forest right here, all along here. So that's the closest for that. And a taiga. Taiga would have spruce, right? I think it would. So yeah, that was just this direction. Is this the taiga? This doesn't look like the taiga. No, that's the willow forest. That's not what we need. This is up here. This is more redwoods. Where are we going? Okay, we're still going this way. Yes, this is the taiga. Ah, blackwood. That is not what we, that's not spruce. There is dark oak trees here, though. So that's kind of nice. But we kind of wanted spruce. What does blackwood look like? Very dark, as the name would probably suggest. So I think that's a bit too dark. I think it would clash with our other stuff. I think the dark oak is about as dark as I'd want to be making it. So let's head down here and start... Excuse you. Start just absolutely decimating some of these trees. Get plenty of wood, plenty of saplings. Very nice. Man, it went all the way over here. Oh, it took out everything. Okay. Never mind. And it doesn't even count these as trees anymore, so I guess we're just going to be cutting these down manually. Certainly the auto chop is not perfect, but it does save some time sometimes. Okay, and this still counts as a tree, luckily. Just took out half of the frickin' mushroom as well. For some reason. Excuse you. Get out of here. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. That's some dark oak for sure. We don't need nearly as much dark oak, especially because we'll be planting the dark oak around the village. Very nice. I think that was all of that. Yeah, it's like a full stack, or not a full stack, but pretty close. Maybe like 30 to 40 logs per tree I chop. That's the benefit of harvesting dark oak. It's always very profitable. Whereas other trees, like oak trees, just have like 5 or 6 blocks per tree. And it's like, this is rookie numbers. Gotta have like 30 blocks per tree. That's how you do it. It's kind of weird that dark oak grows so much bigger than regular oak. You know, you would think if you placed regular oak in a 4 or like a 2x2 type thing, it would make a large regular oak tree, kind of like how the dark oak grows. But apparently not. Apparently it's just not how life works. We got some dark oak, so let's go and look for some spruce. Some actual spruce. Pine taiga. That sounds good to me. You know, spruce trees, those are the pine trees, right? That was up in this direction. Right? Yeah. I am not looking forward to doing all that landscaping. I mean, the house building, that'll be fine. The landscaping, that's pine logs. What do pine logs look like? Is pine kind of like spruce? No, pine is a lot lighter. Okay. So pine taiga does not work. We just need regular taiga. Why is it so hard to find these things? Like, you know, in the base game, you have spruce everywhere. Like, you can't get away from the spruce. And then here, it's just, it is hiding the spruce from me. It doesn't want me to have the spruce wood. Where would that even be? Rocky Meadow, Pine Taiga, Blackwood. So it's not Blackwood Taigas or Pine Taigas. We need regular taigas, I guess. I don't even know. There is a lot of stuff down here, like Snowy Taiga right here. So I guess we're heading south quite a lot. Kind of southeast. Right about this direction. Let's go up high enough that we don't have to load all the ground beneath us. I mean, it still kind of loads it, but just not in as much detail. No mobs can spawn or anything. Kind of helps the loading, because we're going to be going quite a ways here. Because, yeah, when you go past the stronghold, which is the red S on the map. Oh, we are really high up. 430 blocks and counting. That is impressive. The bayou, interesting. Swamp. And then we're past the stronghold portal. It should be like directly south from us now. When we start seeing snowy areas, we know we're in approximately the right place. There's some snow. What the heck is going on there? What biome is that? Just 2 chunks. Okay, it's still orchard. I guess it's just chunks of orchard that were loaded in during winter. I don't know why specifically those 2, though. That's kind of weird. Okay, we still have a long ways to go. Let's just set temporary waypoint there so we know exactly where we're going and for how long. We're up to 660 blocks above the surface. This is a bit too high. Maybe. Let's start angling down to gain some real speed. get to the waypoint faster than anyone. I mean, that's pretty dang fast. The map can't even really keep up loading-wise. Of course, that's to be expected. The map never really keeps up loading. Okay, we should be seeing the ground by now. But we are most certainly not. Oh. Huh? The game bugged out so bad there. What the heck? That should not happen. What just happened there? It's like I wouldn't even see the ground until I was already on the ground, and then it did like so much more fall damage than it should have. That is weird. That actually happened previously. It didn't end up actually killing me, it just kicked me from the game. But when the game had trouble keeping up with loading stuff, at one point it had actually like, sent me underneath the map. Like, I literally looked up. I was trying to get to my base, and so I was flying... Oh, I can't access my ender chest. I really need to get an ender chest around here. Could I make one of those really quick? Do I have one of those? I don't have one. But it's... How do you make an ender chest? Ender chest. I think it's obsidian surrounding an eye of ender. We have that, okay. So I need an ender chest here. Yeah, and it was lagging pretty bad. It wasn't keeping up at all with our flight. Okay, but we'll just take our secondary movement method and hope that it doesn't lag out again, because that is weird. But yeah, a little bit ago, just earlier today, when I was trying to get to my base, I was flying by Elytra really, really fast, and I flew to my base, and then I was trying to land at it, but I was already up way in the sky, and so I was trying to land at it, and for whatever reason, I was still going down. And I was like, okay, the ground should be approaching pretty soon here. So I look at where my, like, y-axis is, and it said, like, -50. And I was like, how does that make sense? Because usually, even if the ground isn't loaded in, it usually still, like, stops you. Like, even if you visually can't see the ground, it's still there. But for whatever reason, it wasn't. And I was just able to fly straight through the ground. And then... I was like way below the ground. I was like, okay, I need to start flying back up. So I'd look up to start flying up, and then it like loads in just barely, and I see bedrock above me. So somehow I had flown so far down that I was below bedrock, and the game just hadn't loaded in the ground. Luckily, it then kicked me, and when I logged back in, I was above the ground, but I think if we fly too far and too fast and, like, the game doesn't have time to load, it really bugs out the game. Like here, where I wasn't even going all that fast at the end because I'd kind of evened out, but then it's just, I ended up hitting ground that I couldn't even see, and it just did a million fall damage. Because I have maxed out feather falling. I have never even seen any amount of fall damage that actually could damage me. So going from no amount of fall damage has ever even hurt me to all of a sudden getting one shot by damage, that is some kind of weird bug. I have no idea. Anyways, back to what we were doing. I need to put this away, because we don't really use the mounts anymore. now that we have the really good the really good elytras, but certainly the elytras are evidently a bit too good. They fly too fast. Well, I guess that's why they call it the Icarus mod, because you can go too fast and fly too close to the sun that the game stops loading and bugs out way too bad. That's fine. We always have the backup mounts, which are much slower, but at least it gives the game time to load. Because, you know, with the mounts, if you try to go somewhere the game hasn't loaded, it'll unload the mount and thus stop you from moving. So in that way, it's like self-limiting, which is probably good. But the elytra is not self-limiting. It will just let you keep going far past where it's loaded, and I should probably be more careful about that, because that is way too dangerous, apparently. I mean, it also doesn't help that I didn't have the rest of my armor on, because I believe maybe protection helps against fall damage. So even if it bugged out and gave me a ton of fall damage, maybe the protection would have helped with that. Additionally, I would have more health by a significant margin with the armor on than without it. So that also would help with mitigating some of that bugginess, hopefully surviving it. Who knows? But that's Minecraft for you. Quite difficult to actually get it to load right. Especially when you have like shaders and mods and everything. Like my computer's already chugging along just trying to keep everything looking the way it does. Can't really be expected to load a million chunks as I'm just flying through it at Mach 10. So there we go. Lots of trees down. 2 stacks of spruce. That's probably not enough, but we have a lot of saplings. So we can just plant more back at our base. Which, honestly, I should probably just put a waystone. Where's my nearest? My nearest thing is my regular house over here. So let's fly back there. Yeah, we'll fly back there, make a waystone, put the waystone over at the other place. And then we'll just be able to go back and forth easier without having to fly. Because obviously this flying thing is buggy. And, you know, I really wish that I could fly with my armor on, but I really can't. Because it basically makes it so you can only glide. You can't actually gain altitude at all. So let's go down a bit in altitude while we're still over the ocean, just in case it isn't loading things correctly. Yeah, you see that? That's what kills you, I guess. Is the world flickering in and out, and you can't see the ground, or you don't even know what you're landing on. Where's the house? Where'd it go? Is it like right? Oh no, it's over here. I recognize these cliffs, but I couldn't find where the waypoint was because it was over to my left. Alright, it slowly all loads in. Very nice. Okay, so we're gonna go this way, go make a waystone. Which I should just pretty much be able to do. Yeah, it doesn't let me type things in down there, because it hates me. So let's see, what kind of waystone do we want for this? We could have pretty much any of them. Maybe just a regular waystone? I don't think any of the other ones would really fit. Let's go for a deep slate one. It's one that we don't have much deep slate, or deep slate bricks. They make deep slate bricks. With polished deep slate. I got a cobbled deep slate. Okay. So we can make this. Make some of that. Put it, put. Oh, because it's already full. And then put these. Grab all these. Then we can make this. I'm definitely going to need to empty my storage a bit somehow. Or expand the storage a bit. Because it's getting ridiculous. We make one of these. Very nice. Can put you in there now. Nope, just one. Alright. Very nice. So we have our waystone, we have spruce wood, we have spruce saplings. I think that's everything we need, so we can head back. Start trying to build this. It's a nice rainbow. Big circular rainbow. So we can't see the floor, so... You know, that's all you need to do to see the entire rainbow is go so high up that your render distance doesn't let you see the ground, and then it's right there. Yeah, usually just above the clouds is high enough to not see the ground and have it load in. So let's be a bit more careful this time and wait to get too far down in altitude until we can actually see the ground. Okay, we see the ground. Let's go land. There we go. What were we doing again? Oh yeah, we need to place dark oak. We need to place spruce. We need to put some of this stuff in storage. And all these are mostly full, but that's fine. None of these want my mushrooms. Very unfortunate. Okay, we need to set up the waystone as well. Just as a temporary location. Let's just put it right there. Name it, so I actually know where I'm going. There we go. Very nice. Things are starting very slowly to shape up. Now, this is as far back as this will go, so we can even start trying to place some permanent trees over here. I don't know exactly how close these can grow together. I would hope pretty close, because I'm going to need a very dense forest back here. But, you know, trees growing in Minecraft have always been so finicky. I've always hated how it, like, doesn't tell you at all whether or not the tree can grow there. Like, if you plant some crops, you know for certain that crop can grow there, because you planted it and thus it has enough room. But with trees, it just does not tell you. It's just like, oh yeah, you can plant a sapling there. And then you feed it like 100 bone meal, and it does absolutely nothing. And it's just like, psych, you can't actually plant trees there, you dummy. What are you doing? So it's very annoying. It just doesn't tell you. Because, like, trees take a lot of bone meal to grow. So you could put, like, 20 bone meal into a tree before you actually realize that it literally just is never going to grow there for some inexplicable reason. Like, even if there's a straight line directly above it where it can spawn, it'll still just be like, nope, one leaf block is intersecting with that building over there, so we can't grow here. How could you even possibly consider that we could grow here with that one leaf block cut off? It's absolute heresy. I wouldn't even consider it. Okay, we're gonna plant a ton of spruce over here, because we're gonna need a ton of spruce. Probably. If spruce is gonna be our main building block for walls and the like, it's definitely going to need some spruce production. Because I don't want to have to fly all the way over like 2,000 blocks to that other spruce biome just to do that. We're going to need some domestic production going on. Okay. Well, we have lots of these, so we can get started somewhat. Yeah, so this isn't the... Wait, wasn't there... There is! They actually have Wattle and Daub building things. I was trying to think earlier what blocks I would use to make something look like Wattle and Daub, but they actually have them right here. How do you make that? Daub, of course. You need clay and wheat or straw or flax. Makes sense, makes sense. Which actually I think... I mean, I'm sure in some regions they used clay, but I'm pretty sure a lot of Wattle and Daub structures were actually dirt with some kind of grit mixed in, and then you would put the sticks into it as well, and then you would put a whitewash coat over it. But who knows? So that's how you make those. We're definitely going to want some of those later for the Wattle and Daub structures. But this structure is mainly wood, so... Oh yeah, and then there's one building I haven't put a foundation for, but that's because it's going to be back here. It would be back behind the bakery structure, kind of, because the road is going to continue out this way, and it's going to be kind of over here. And that's the lumber camp. Because this is going to be in the middle of a giant, dense forest, so obviously they're going to have access to a lot of wood. So let's see. We probably want to go for the classic logs at the corners. I always like to make my Minecraft structures kind of make sense in that way, where you have a good kind of log frame first, and then you make the rest of the other... You know, you put down all the load-bearing walls, and then you go in and fill in the rest with the planks. You can also make this load-bearing in here, because it's not exactly a corner, but it is kind of a middle piece of the wall. And really anywhere that's particularly load-bearing would probably want to end up having some kind of log in there. And then the rest will be planks, for the most part. And the cobblestone will all go, because that's not, in the end, what we're going to be using that for. We can get some planks from this. I don't think we really need any specific pattern for it. We'll take the entire floor plan and use it to place all of our nice dark oak flooring. And there we go. Get all this filled in. I broke you. Disappear. Go. Do I need to break it again? I do. Because sometimes you break a block and it just doesn't register for like 5 seconds. And other times it never registers and it's just like, no, you didn't break it. You never broke that block. I don't know what you're talking about. Even though it happened right in front of my eyes. Get all this excavated. There we go. Need more planks. So this is probably also what the ceiling, at least of the first floor, is going to be, because the second floor is probably also going to be made of this. So we're going to need enough of that to go to the next floor. And then we need spruce. And we're not going to have this cobble layer here. This is all going to be spruce wood. See, it's dark, but not too dark. Although I feel like in a lot of builds, spruce is kind of a bad middle ground, but paired with even darker woods, it can do quite nicely, I think. We'll have to see how it turns out later in the build. I might need to swap out the spruce for a different wood if I am not liking the direction it's going. I do feel like I definitely use the spruce logs a lot more often than the spruce planks, because the logs have a very nice color to them. Yeah, but after making all those castle things out of stone, it's kind of weird to be back working with wood again. Alright, and then this is the desk, so we're not going to really be making it the same way as the rest. But behind it will just be the wall, like that. So what do we want to do for this? Well, we'll probably have... Let's look at trapdoors. What trapdoor would work well? There's a lot of trapdoors. Spruce trapdoor would do well enough. It's a nice little reinforced bar looking thing. Because this is just the... Yeah, we already have spruce, so let's... Need to get this, do this. There we go. Because this is literally just to put there to connect, you know, little area so you can get in and out of the behind the bar area. And then what do we make this out of? Maybe slabs? And then stairs at either end? That could work. So that's enough stairs. That might be enough slabs. Yeah, no, it's gonna be facing the way we're at, so we need it to be like this. Yeah. And of course we'll need to replace the floor under it now. Can you stop that? I'm really just trying to break the one block layer. Like that is it. It's not that deep. Okay. Then we fill all this. Probably not this. This we can just use cobblestone for. Yeah, and we can just jump out here. There we go. All that's filled in. You go there. So you can get in and out of here. Very nice. And back here is the room. We're going to need to figure out what style of doors we want. And how high the ceiling will be. Because this will be a door here into that room. This will be a door here. This is the front door. Those are going to be the stairs up, which are still just signified by wood, which I'm sure is fine. You know, wood is a very professional, or not wood, it's still signified by dirt, which is a very professional, you know, building material, I'm sure. And then, what else are we doing here? What else is going on? We need to figure out exactly what the framing of this building is going to look like with more spruce logs. I wonder if any... Oh, my dark oak trees grew. That's nice. So how tall do we want the inside of this to be? Probably 3 blocks is good. You know, it's a good general height for the interior. So all of these need to be 4 blocks high. Dang. Oh, I can just do that. I was wanting to be on top of it, but it's fine. Alright, so that's good for that. Then we would probably want like this, because that's still, yeah, it's still a 3 high interior. Put this across like so. Then probably break this. Do I want to get it out by 1? No, because then it would be encroaching on the other buildings. So we'll just have it be like that. Need to have it so the upper log is kind of on top of the supporting logs like that. Do the same over here. Make a nice semi-realistic framework for the outside of the house. Not that it always looks the best, but it's certainly a more realistic way to get it done than just having the 4 pillars on the end, on like the corners, and then just being like, yep, that'll support the whole system, which it most certainly does not. So we're gonna need a block up there, going across this way. There's a block behind me. Who would have known? We need to get rid of that. Place that there. Go like that, because then you got those ones going across here, those ones across there. Kind of all just making a nice square, or I guess rectangular framework. We're gonna need this again. And then break this. Replace it facing that way. There we go. So we have a nice frame. Then we need to make another floor up here. Not that it's going to be perfect, but it'll at least give us kind of an idea. We'll need to customize it a bit later. And then this is going to all be planks over here. We're going to figure out where the windows go later as well. So this is all just going to be solid walls for the time being. But eventually we're going to get that figured out. It's not going to be all just solid walls forever. But yeah, definitely the spruce logs and the dark oak planks match very well. They're pretty much the same shade. Well, I guess not exactly the same shade, just very similar colors. Similar darknesses. Because, yeah, this part of the floor I'm going to need to break to get the stairs going up through it, but we'll deal with that later. That's a future me problem. There we go. Entire floor done there. We're going to need to go and break more spruce, I think. Yeah, so we only have 2 spruce logs left. Here we go. That is the last of all of our spruce. So we're gonna need to go get more. Hey, but they actually grew. Isn't that delightful? But these all have the same issue as regular oak trees, where, I mean, they grow a bit taller, I think, than regular oak trees, but they still end up with very few logs per tree. So you need a lot of the trees to actually get any significant amount of building material. That's fine. How much is that so far? Not a lot. Yeah, we're gonna need to replace these saplings and go use the wood that we have now acquired and then come back pretty soon here. Because... Okay, it's back. I was just like, that's not how that's supposed to work. The blocks don't just disappear when you chop them. It's supposed to be modded. But it was very much not agreeing for a second there. I used to have horses like this in an earlier Minecraft world. They're very nice. But nowadays, especially in modded, getting a horse really isn't... Oh yeah, because you can't shift hit these things. Is upsetting. Because you kind of need to shift hit them to hit them underneath the leaves, but the mod doesn't like doing that. Is it just me, or are some of these still growing while I'm here? Because I could have sworn I just broke all the trees in this region, and now I look back and there's 2 more trees. Okay. Grab these last 2, it looks like. Okay, now that 2 stacks of logs, that is a good amount for, you know, starting out. Let's replant a lot of saplings around here. get the trees regrowing, because we're gonna need more, most certainly. Probably don't need to plant all of these, because, I mean, that is a full stack of saplings. I don't know if we need that much spruce wood, but quite possibly. And the bathhouse is kind of immense, so we might actually need that much. Especially if the whole building is going to be made out of this stuff, it's going to take a large amount of material. So yeah, let's just plant the rest wherever we can. There we go. Ensuring we have enough for the future. And actually, these trees grew quite nicely, all right next to each other. So that's encouraging. I am going to need to break them down, I think, so I can get saplings. Unless we have bonsai. Do we have the bonsai mod? Nope. So how can one... None of these are dark oak. Or no, this one is. How does one get saplings? Dark oak shrub. I have never seen that before. Yeah, none of this really helps us. But you can turn acacia saplings into dark oak saplings with mana. I have no idea how that works. Okay, guess we're just gonna need to do it the old-fashioned way. But it's a difficult thing because you don't want to cut down your trees just to hope you get more saplings from it than you used. Because you need to get more than 4 saplings from each of these. So I might just go back to the dark oak forest and farm up some saplings there. We need to go put some stuff away. Which one of these isn't full? It is lagging quite a lot. That's fine. We'll survive, I'm sure. Because we're not having to fly anywhere, so lag probably is just a nuisance and nothing else. Continue making all this. Making it correctly, though. Preferably. There we go. Finish this up, and this should be the last exterior wall, I think. So then the house will be fully enclosed. Nope, there's still the front that's missing. There. Now it's art. Finish up the interior. There we go. Looking quite snazzy already. Maybe I shouldn't have this be part of the desk. Yeah, no, the way this goes is like that. This is the stairway. And that goes like that. There we go, that's better. I was thinking that looked a little off going around the corner there. This is supposed to be a wall here. Then we're going to need to get these stairs all figured out. Making stairs in this kind of place is difficult because we don't have unlimited space. Well, I suppose we can always make a bit more space through this wall if needs be. So let's... No, we would want dark oak stairs because that's the material the floor is made out of. So we start the stairs like this. and then continue it upwards. This is just for ease of access because I've had many stairs. You know, it doesn't always look the best like this, but I've had many staircases where they only face this way, and you try to kind of come at it from this angle, and it doesn't let you up. But this makes it so you can just go straight up it, no matter what angle you are approaching at. And there's a ceiling. I'll probably need to get rid of this too, right? Okay, and then we need more stairs, which need the backpack for. There we go. Get some of this and some of these. And we're up at the second floor. Okay. Very nice. That doesn't even cut into any of the bedroom area, which is very good, because I was kind of worried about that. So we got the second floor. Mm-hmm. Because I need to have a shelf here, but that's kind of at head height, and that would kind of block movement through. But if I put it at the bottom of this block, I couldn't put stuff on top of it, right? Yeah, I'll just need to have it at head height, and I mean, you could technically crouch under it, I suppose. Let's see if that works. I don't know if it will. Because I have a design in mind for this shelf. But whether or not it actually does what I want it to is another question. Because, yeah, this, I need it to be like that, but without this here. And it's not doing it. And it probably won't do it if I just have a slab. No. So that doesn't work. Additionally, this whole thing being here, because there's supposed to be a shelf right there, but it's being very intrusive, kind of blocking off the stairway because of how Minecraft works. You can't really just have half, you know, like half a block of a shelf right here would work, but having a full, you know, 3-block shelf right there doesn't exactly fit. Although, if I do it like this, now this needs to, is there a way to curve this inwards? No, it's being difficult. You know, doing stairs stuff is always like the hardest thing, because I want these two to like curve into each other, but there's no good way to actually do that. Unless you have a third stair in there. That's a little big, but let's try it. Because yeah, if you do that, yeah, and then it's still a shelf there, but it's not as big because you can technically crouch underneath part of it. I would like it to only be 2 blocks, but that doesn't seem feasible. Okay. Yeah, but that blocks part of the stairway, but but there's just no other good way of doing that. I don't think. Is there just like a shelf? Do we have that? I mean, there's these shelves, but those are different. Oh, wait. There are shelves. Wonder how that works. How do you make it? How does one make? It does not let me know. Is it just one of those things that's impossible to make? Spruce furniture? What does that mean? What are you trying to tell me here? Yeah, I don't understand the tags at all. I don't know, usually I like to try to reverse engineer this stuff, but there's just, it's not showing me anything. It's literally just like, oh yes, these are the tags. Like, what does that tell me? What building do I build these at? How does one, how does one make? Please inform me. It's just not letting me know. I don't mean, there's log bench. What does that mean? Recycle bin. Oh, okay. That doesn't help me either. This all connects to furnish wooden furniture. Okay. I'm gonna need to look this up because this in-game thing is being the opposite of helpful. It is simply confusing me. Let's see, furnish. Because that shelf does seem to be what I need. Okay, furnish workbench. You know, you could have told me that that's where you make things. And there's nothing. Maybe it's under workbench. What do we have here? No. Ah, furniture workbench. That's okay. That's different. Ah, interesting. Interesting choice of things. We're gonna probably need to go back to our house to get all that. With that, we can make a shelf. And hopefully... I don't need that open. Hopefully, if we have that, we can actually make some good stuff like shelves. And hopefully that'll not take up too much space and I'll be able to put stuff on it. So let's do this. You don't have the stuff. We need shears and an axe. We have shears. We have an axe. I don't know if they need to be full durability, but we'll try. Hey, they don't. Nice. Keeping all of that, all those random half-broken tools actually helped us for once. And this should be near the bottom, down in V. There we go. I'll place this over here. I assume it just needs like the planks to work, right? Let's see. Plank. Hey, that's a lot of stuff. An item shelf? Oh. Excuse you. What are you doing in my house? You brought your buddy too. That's just rude. No one said you could come in here. Okay. So do we want do we want the shelf or the item shelf? Oh, we can make air. Oh boy. Let's check what the item shelf is, because I need stuff to be put on said shelf, so that's so can we put could we put something on it, like this rotten flesh? Put that on there. Oh, we can. How do you get it off of there? Okay, you just right click it with an empty hand. Okay. Perfect, I think. Approximately. It's perfect enough. Which is kind of a weird sentence to say something's perfect enough, because that doesn't make sense. But you know, it's fine. I'm fine with not making sense. Now, where'd I put that thing? Where did I put the thing? I don't think I put it away at the house. I don't think I would have done that. Although maybe. Maybe it was in here and I accidentally put it away. Maybe I can find another one. Oh yeah, there's another one. I need a shell. This specific shell. This is the thing I need. Very important. That goes here. Nice. Very, very nice. That's perfect. Actually, I think I need this to be a little bit higher. Because these are supposed to be, you know, it's a bit of a cramped room, and these are supposed to be kind of up near the ceiling. That's, yeah, it needs to be the one there. And then I think here, and you're there. Okay. Perfect. That's all I needed this for. We'll put this not inside the building because it's not supposed to be there. We'll put this just over in this area. There we go. Alright. Well, we got a lot done so far. And we learned how furniture works, which will probably be incredibly important for this. Because there's a lot of stuff that Minecraft just doesn't let you do furniture-wise that mod seems to let you do, like shelves and, I don't know, end tables and stuff. Oh, I didn't finish this. Gotta get all those interior walls figured out. Alright, and then we need to do the entire upper floor. But I think that's about it for me for the day. I will, if I'm feeling like doing Minecraft, I'll probably continue excavating, because I have many miles of blocks to just excavate out right here. I need to go a bit further on this side so I can fit some houses here. And I need to go a bit further on this side so I can finish the rest of this building, which will go another like 8 blocks that way or something. So, and I need to clear this out so I can put the lumber camp here, and I need to excavate a place for the road to go this direction, and I need to excavate this entire hill here so I can make a field out in this direction, because that's where the field is supposed to be. And I need to repopulate all these trees, so I need to go and gather a bunch more saplings to place a bunch more trees to completely encapsulate this entire area in dark oak trees, which will be a lot of saplings, because each one of these trees requires 4 saplings, so that is going to be a lot. But I will do any of that, like, grunt work of excavating off camera, maybe, if I'm feeling like playing it. If not, that's probably either we'll be continuing building this next time, or starting on another building. Well, I'll need to get this done, but we will be starting on another building at some point, and maybe excavating, but I don't really want to focus on that too much during the streams. So we're gonna do a thingamawhat's-it like this, and I'll see you guys next time. That's the very beginning of this town. Lots of figuring stuff out, like where it's supposed to go, and grunt work, and all that not really interesting stuff, but it'll get exponentially more interesting the further along we get in this, I'm sure. Plus, like, the first half hour is just me trying to find a suitable location, because that's kind of a Herculean task, it would seem. But anyways, I'm gonna go, so I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.